Hey, how's it going, Brandon? It's me, Zach, and we are back here with another video. In this video, we are going to be playing against a Malamar deck with a bunch of different tech cards against Alex Schemanski's list that he used to make top 64 at the Knoxville Regional Championships. Alex Schemanske is one of the best players in the game, and he's been playing Malamar pretty exclusively this season. So we're going to be basing this video between his list and his playtesting partner, Michael Catron's list. Just so you can see kind of the dynamics of those two, and we're going to be playing them against your exact Pikachu and PikaRom GX deck. So in the last video, I went over some strategies that you could use in this matchup to try and win. There are some pesky cards in this matchup like Mew that we do need to watch out for, but for the most part, it is a matchup that we can win. I'd say it's unfavorable for your deck, but this deck has been known to be inconsistent. Sometimes it does not get a good setup. So it is one of those things that we can see how it goes. So we are going to be challenging our good friends over at Rare Candy TCG. We're going to play against one of the best members of that team. So let's go ahead and shoot them over a challenge and see exactly what we have going on here. So I'm going to choose Brandon's PikaRom deck, PikaRom Brandon. What's up, Brandon? And let's see what Rare Candy TCG has to say about this game. So for the first game, we are going to randomly determine the coin flip. However it goes, who's going to flip the coin? I'm going to flip the coin. I don't know which one you'd want me to flip right now, since we're not in the same room. But I'm going to go ahead and think that you're going to say heads. I was so right. Malamar really likes going first, so this is a great advantage for our deck. Hopefully we can just get a good setup. Of course we'd like to go first, and I'm sure the Malamar players very upset that they're going to be going second. And unfortunately for us, we started with the Dedenne. So it is one of the worst starts we have available in the deck. That's completely fine, but we'll play this like a best 2 to 3, playing at least 3 matchups against this deck, just in case they get a dead draw or we get a dead draw, that there's opportunities. Still not the worst start that I've seen with this deck. And of course, we had to start with a Jirachi there. Let's go. Let's go Electromagnetic Radar. Away a Stadium Nav and a Lightning Energy. Let's search our deck for a Zeraora and a Pikachu Zekrom. No. Let's search our deck for a Zeraora. And let's search our deck for a Dedenne, because we need to draw some cards. So let's go ahead and go Zeraora down there, a Skateboard onto this Jirachi, and let's see if Custom Catcher, if there's any card that we're hoping for, it's either a Switch or a Lightning Energy. We did not get that, but we did get a Cynthia. That's almost better than our Dedenne. So there's a Lightning onto Dedenne. There is a Tapu Koko Prism Star. There is an Electromagnetic Radar. And we'll just basically have to discard 2 Lightning Energies anyways. There's a Pikachu Zekrom, and there's a Dedenne. So not bad, not bad. Pikachu Zekrom. Let's go ahead and play this Dedenne. Let's retreat into Jirachi. Free retreat because of Zeraora. Energy switch this energy onto Pikachu and Zekrom. Let's go Dance of the Ancients, powering up these 2 Pokemon, so we're ready to go for next turn. And let's see what Stellar Wish brings us. Maybe Custom Catcher would be really nice to knock out a couple Pokemon at once. Or maybe even knocking out one of their pesky Mews. So let's go ahead and pass our turn. Remember to roll for Jirachi or flip a coin, whichever one you prefer. And let's see exactly how our opponent sets up here. So they got a nice Viridian Forest there. Giratina, they're going to use that to build up some damage with its ability. Starting it with Viridian, they can use Distortion Door, and put 10 damage on 2 of our Pokemon when they play it down, 1 damage counter each. And you can see here they're just going to be using that distortion door. Okay, there's the Giratina. They've attached an energy to it. There's an Acrobike. Good on our opponent. We might just be able to quickly knock out an Inkay here, and they might not be able to power up that Giratina for next turn. There's another Acrobike for them. Looks like they're just trying to get set up here. Discarding more Psychics. They use Psychics in their discard pile to power up things with Malamar. Oh, and there's a big turn 1 Lily for them, so their hand's looking a little bit better than I originally expected. So let's see what they can do here. Okay, and let's try some stuff out. So they did get out a Mew. Let's go ahead and knock out that Mew with a custom catcher. Is there any point of us getting another lightning energy? Probably not. So let's go double custom catcher onto their Mew. So we can knock it out. The bench barrier is very annoying for us to deal with. Let's go ahead and Stellar Wish. We can still get retreat afterwards. We'll grab a reset stamp just in case our opponent has 4 cards in their hand, so there's no point of us playing that down here. And let's go ahead and retreat. And let's go full blitz, knocking out the Mew, stopping their bench barrier. And let's get ready for a Tag Bolt GX so we can quickly get up on some prize cards against this deck. Okay, let's draw a prize card there. And our opponent's just getting set up. So far, they don't have another Mew down. And hopefully they don't get one off that Cynthia. Okay, there's another spell tag. Okay, looks like they're going to be doing some good stuff there. So, no Mew in sight. Looks like we're going to be free to use our Tag Bolt. And now, since they have all their Pokemon on their bench, we can use our Tag Bolt to knock out 2 Pokemon. I'm going to go Stellar Wish there. Okay. And they're going to hit us for a simple 130 damage. Now, considering they only have 2 cards on their bench, we have some options here. So, Lysander Labs is a great way to shut off Spell Tag, and it's a great way to shut off their ways of getting around that. They've played 1 copy of Switch. They've played another supporter, so there's a chance that they're going to do something with that in general. But it's usually better to knock out their Malamar. Let's go ahead and use their Viridian Forest to grab one of our last energies out of the deck. Let's go for a Lysander Labs. And let's go ahead and go for a Tag Bolt GX. You can see that their spell tags aren't going to work, and we're going to knock out a Malamar and a Giratina. They might not be able to get those set up for next turn. And if they have an escape board in their hand, they might not be able to retreat their Jirachi. So I think we might be in a pretty good spot here to win this game. Okay. Just seeing what our opponent can do here, if they can get anything set up. They do have a power plant out in play, so their spell tags are reactivated. We would like to get another reset. We'd like to get another Lysander Labs. We've only played one. We haven't played a Stadium Nav. We do have a Volkner in our hands. But we really want to save the Stadium Nav / Lysander Labs for a turn that we're knocking at a Pokemon that has a spell tag on it. Considering they've already used 2 of their spell tags, we don't have to worry about it too much. Okay, let's see exactly what our opponent can do here. And they're just asleep again. So this Pikachu Zekrom has been able to draw us 4 prize cards. Let's go ahead and go Pokemon Communication. Let's put away this Jirachi. Let's grab a Raichu and a Alolan Raichu. Let's go Volkner. Let's go for a Tag Switch and an Energy. We can actually Tag Switch our Energy from this Pikachu and Zekrom. Onto Raichu and Alolan Raichu. Oh, you want to know what I totally forgot about? I totally forgot about us having to retreat because of power plants. So that might be a little bit of a mistake there. Not to worry, we'll actually just pay that retreat cost gladly so that Pikachu and Zekrom's on our bench, and we can take the attack with Plasma Fist. This will force our opponent to have an Esper out to knock this Pokemon, or try to go with an Espeon Deoxys. So let's see what our opponent can do here. Just seeing what they can do. And it looks like they're just getting set up a little bit. They do have an Esper down on their bench. Okay, so there's 130. And unless our opponent can somehow draw all 6 prize cards next turn, I think we're in a pretty good spot here. We can't attack with Plasma Fists at all, but we can put ourselves in a position where we can attack with Raichu and Alolan Raichu GX. Let's go ahead and go for Cynthia, trying to get away out of the active position. So we were able to get out a Lysander Labs, which will shut off our opponent's spell tag. We can totally now retreat because we have our abilities back in play. And we can use Raichu and Alolan Raichu's Tandem Shock to get a knockout. So we're down to 1 prize card. Our opponent's still at 6. And this is quickly how we could run through their prize cards in any given game. Seeing what our opponent can do here. Seeing if they can get any kind of win condition against us. I don't think they will be able to. They can use Mimikyu and copy one of our attacks. They can paralyze us. That might be interesting. Okay. They're going to paralyze us. That's completely cool. We do have access to switch or even a skateboard. So we can retreat if we're paralyzed with a skateboard. So you can use in other positions that are not a Jirachi type motive. And we can attack with Plasma Fist to 6-0 the game. Seemed like our opponent struggled a little bit, but they did do a lot of damage to our Pokemon. They're probably only 1 turn away from pulling this game all together. So that's basically how you'd be able to win the deck. You got to watch out for things. Like I said, they can play 1 to 2 copies of Mew. So let's try that one again, and we'll let Rare Candy go first. Okay, and we won the flip, and we are not going to be going first. Okay, and we're going to start with Zorora because that's much better to start than Dedenne. And we don't want to put that Dedenne down on our bench. So let's see, they're getting a decent setup there. Getting out some Inkays. Still getting set up here. Their deck can take a while to set up. Do keep that in mind in a timed game. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So we might as well, probably gonna have to discard way more cards than I ever want here. So let's go ahead and Viridian Forest. We'll get an energy there anyways. We're already gonna be playing that. We might as well be playing that. It's better not to discard cards if you could play them down, even if the effect doesn't change that much. We were able to get out a Jirachi, a Pikachu, and Zekrom. Let's retreat, actually, for free. See what Jirachi brings us before we go with Volkner. See, we got a Pokemon Communication. That could be amazing. Let's go PikaRom. Away a Raichu. To get out our pal Tapu Koko Prism Star, and here we want to be checking for our Thunder Mountain Prism Star and our Lysander Labs, which were very good in the last game. We have those as well. Let's go Volkner for a Lightning Energy. And probably just an Electromagnetic Radar would be really nice for us next turn. So really not much that we want to do. We've already done Dedenne this turn. Let's just go ahead and pass. We've already attached only one energy in there for Tapu Koko Prism Star, so we can wait a little bit. So let's go ahead and pass this turn away. We're just big chilling, seeing exactly what our opponent can do here. You're just going to go for Distortion Door there. Still just waiting to see exactly what our opponent can do here. Still chilling, waiting on what our opponent can do. They do have it all powered up. Maybe, oh, they got a power plant there. That might stop our Dedenne plan. And they do have a switch, so we are in a little bit of trouble there. Now, power plant, you can see, can hurt our deck a lot. Let's just send up Zerora. We can attach an energy there. Again, we want to use Dedenne. We don't have that as an opportunity. We have to pass our turn here. Okay, our opponent's just going to hit us for some damage. And we top decked a Dedenne. Oh, why is this so tough? We actually don't have any options except just powering up this Pikachu and PikaRom. And then we'll go ahead and pass our turn. Hopefully we can top deck something next turn. So it's one of those unfortunate games where our opponent doesn't really have much going on. Or where we don't have much going on, our opponent has everything going on. Hopefully we could top deck an energy here. Or a Pokemon Stadium, or a Stadium Nav, or a supporter. There's a lot of ways that we can get around this. And we did top deck a Stadium. Or not a Stadium, we top decked a Cynthia. So let's go ahead and Cynthia. Hopefully we can get around this a little bit. Our opponent has drawn 3 prize cards. So there is a Lysander Labs. That's going to stop some stuff. There is a Jirachi. There's an energy. And we can try to full blitz. Knock that out. And power up our active Pikachu Zekrom with 3 to try to Tag Bolt to jump back into this game. Although we might be running out of time to win this game. Okay, so they did bump our Stadium. See what else they can do here. Looks like they're getting all powered up with the Giratina. Just chilling, waiting for our opponent to get that attack off. Looks like they're still doing some stuff. Probably just going to hit us for 130. We're in a really tough position, and they got Mew out this turn. Okay, so they hit us for 130. We can go Lysander Labs, maybe shutting them off. We can go Zapdos. We might as well play Electro Power, and let's go ahead and go Cynthia here. So we didn't really get much that we wanted going on there. Let's just get a Lightning Energy on Zapdos. But we can go Dedenne GX here to try to reset stamp our opponent's hand away. We didn't get a reset stamp. We really didn't get many options. Let's just go ahead and retreat into a Zapdos, which would have been really nice to have a Zorora, but that's okay. And let's go Thunderous Assaults. We couldn't leave that Pikachu and Zekrom in the active position at all. Okay, and our opponent has Esper, Energies. So far, they don't have a way to retreat out of the active position. Of course, they had a switch. It's quickly a way for us to lose this game. Okay, and we can jump into another one here. So we will go first again since we did win the first game. Let's see exactly what goes on here. Okay, and we would love to go first. And let's start with Zorora here. And we do not want to put a Dedenne down onto our bench. Okay. So let's go Pokemon Communication, putting this away. They got Giratina, which isn't a great start for their deck. We have Jirachi, we have an Escape Board, we have a Switch, we have an Electro Power, and let's go ahead and get that energy in the discard pile, hopefully for a Tapu Koko Prism Star. And we do have that as an option. Let's go for a Pikachu Zekrom. We already have a Raichu in our hands. And you can see that we do not have a Tapu Koko Prism Star, so we need to hope that we have our Thunder Mountain Prism Star in our deck. We do. We'll try to get that for next turn. So let's put that down, attaching an energy to our PikaRom. And let's go ahead and Cynthia. So we attach an energy for our turn. Let's go Stellar Wish. Stellar Wish is great. Let's grab us a... Let's grab a Cynthia. Just so we have more options for next turn in case we don't want to use Volkner. And let's go ahead and pass. So they did get out a Mew very quickly on in the game. And it looks like they're going to try to get some Malamars out there. Okay, they got another Inkay out there. Okay, so let's get an energy right away. So let's just discard that. Let's see what Stellar Wish brings us. Wow, we got our Thunder Mountain Prism Star. Amazing. So now we can go Volkner, and we can grab a Custom Catcher and a Lightning Energy. So turn 2, we're going to use the Custom Catchers to knock out that Mew, so we don't need to worry about Bench Barrier anymore. Let's go ahead and play Thunder Mountain Prism Star down, attach an energy to Pikachu Zekrom, double Custom Catcher, bring up their Mew. And this is all without our Tapu Koko Prism Star. Let's retreat. And since they don't have a lot of ways to knock out our Pokemon, let's go full Blitz and power up our active. Okay, and we're just going to draw our prize cards here. There's one. We did not get our Tapu Koko Prism Star, but we did get a Stadium Nav. That could be great for our Lysander Labs. And looks like our opponent doesn't have much going on here. So let's go ahead and attach. We don't need to attach a Lightning Energy there. We could actually just power up our Raichu and Raichu. Let's go ahead and try to Cynthia in case we can get double Custom Catcher here off Cynthia. Okay, so we didn't get it. That makes a lot of sense. And let's just go Tag Bolt, knocking out this and a Malamar that they have on their bench. So this is very similar to game 1. Malamar can be super inconsistent at times. There's a communication. Can we get Tapu Koko Prism Star? No, but we did get a Lightning Energy, so no complaints there. Ooh, Lily's a hot top deck for our opponent. 0 card hand to a 6 card hand. But our opponent's still in a tough position on getting out Malamars and powering up Pokemon. And we're in a really solid position here. Okay. We're just seeing what our opponent can do here. They are getting a couple Malamars. Okay, so they did get out a spell tag. So let's try and do something to get around that. Let's tag switch these energies. So we'll move from there. Done. To this Zerora, because we can attack with Zerora. Let's put another Zerora down. Let's attach this Pikachu and PikaRom. And let's see if we can get anything off with this Cynthia. So we can get our free retreat on. We have Thunder Mountain, which is going to reduce our energy cost. And let's go Plasma Fist right into that Pokemon. Okay, and let's draw one of our last prize cards in the game. There's our Tapu Koko Prism finally. That might be helpful later on in the game. Okay. There's a Lunala. Lunala is an interesting tech. Lunala can use Full Moon Star. That can power up a lot of energies quickly, and it can use Psystorm. So if I have lots of energies, they can do a lot of damage. But they will have to go through a few Pokemon. So I think we are in good shape here. Let's go Pikachu and PikaRom. Let's go ahead and power up a couple of these Pokemon. 1, 2. We actually could have sent up Jirachi there. That would have been likely better. But I think we're in a pretty good spot. We're going to grab a Stadium Nab. We want to keep that lightning energy in the deck to power up with full blitz. So let's go Stadium Nav here. Hopefully we can get a heads. 1 heads, 2 heads. We'll grab a Lysander Labs to shut off that spell tag from doing any more damage. Let's attach his energy to Zerora. And let's go Lysander Labs up in this place. So that's going to shut off their spell tag, knock out that Pokemon, and then we can get the last energy we have in our deck and attach it to Zerora. So our opponent has drawn 2 prize cards. They still need to draw 4. It's impossible for them to draw 4 prize cards this turn. And we did get our second Lysander Labs out of our prize cards. So I think our opponent's just in a position where they're probably going to concede this game very soon. And as always, if we had to attack with Raichu and a lone Raichu, we could have used Tandem Shock. If we really needed to, that would have been enough to knock out Lunala Prism Star, the Pokemon they had in play with the largest amount of HP. So this matchup's not bad. I'd say it's slightly unfavored for us, but the Malamar deck going second certainly did help us in the 3 games. They did go first once, and that is the game that they were able to win. And this is generally what the deck looks like. Sometimes Giratina Prism Star can be Lunala Prism Star. Sometimes they'll switch it from 1 Esper to 2 Esper and play another Mew. They might play other cards instead of this Mimikyu. But this is generally what a Malamar list is looking like. You gotta watch out for the Shrine of Punishments, spell tags, but we do have ways to get around that, such as our Lysander Labs, as you saw. So, like I said, even though it is a slightly unfavorable matchup, we were able to get past it. And it's one of those things where, as long as we're able to get past it, that's as much as it counts. You know how to play the matchup now, so I hope you learned anything. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me or your brother Ryan. You can ask me during our next coaching session. Ryan is a pretty knowledgeable player. I'm sure you know he's amazing at this game. So anything that you have, be sure to run it by us. Maybe you're interested in playing Malamar. It's definitely a deck that you could jump into. So I'll let you go. Thank you so much for watching, Brandon, and we still have a couple more videos left, so stay tuned and watch those so you can become the absolute best player you can be. All right, have yourself a good one. Bye.